Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL Dolphins Talk. Hope everyone's having a good day today. It's another beautiful day in Florida, in the 80s, high 70s, low 80s today. Gorgeous day out. Let me go ahead and bring on my co-host right now, Mr. Johnny O.
What's up, Pop Paul? How are you, brother?
I'm doing good. Getting the house cleaned up. My best friend comes in tomorrow. And then this Saturday, we head down to Miami.
Yeah, me and my best friend fly out Friday to go down.
Oh, good. Can't wait to meet up. Is there anything going on Saturday night that you know of yet?
Not that I've heard, but I'm sure somebody will put, something up, meet and greets or, get-togethers or whatever. So,
Yeah. Jorge Callis, Raphael Courtwright. Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining us.
jump on the panel, guys.
Yeah, I got in on Pedro late last night. I always like Pedro's show because he keeps things rolling along and stuff. And
Oh, yeah, and he's got notes and he goes over stuff and, he's always doing something.
yeah, can't say that much for ours, but we are our own. We are our own.
Oh, ours is more open panel. Whoever wants to jump on and talk, it's a different show.
News. 22 hours ago, Dolphins signed former Bills and Josh Allen weapon to aid Tua. Did you hear anything about that?
Nope.
Let's see.
Can't say as I did. I know they cut. I know they were trying to put Skylar back on the practice squad. They put the guy that got hurt Sunday. They put him on Dubose. They put him on IR, so they had an open roster spot. So they moved somebody up and added 2 players to the practice squad. And then there's the Tyreek tweet that went out, which is kind of cryptic. So,
yeah, I seen that. I'm like, more rumors stuff, and you know how Tyreek likes to play around. And
yep, that's why I said it's cryptic. You don't know if he's talking about him coaching or if he's calling out the coach or who knows what he's doing.
You know what? I don't see. It's not really saying who is coming in or whatever. Yeah, and here they're saying Tyreek Hill fires 7-word post telling Miami Dolphins he wants to quit team. It doesn't say that.
That's people reading into words that there's no punctuation in that, so you don't know if he's talking about he wants the coach or if he's calling out the coach. You don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I called it a cryptic message.
Yeah, they're saying, it's time to shake things up. Well,
too late for that.
Yeah, it's past time. I haven't seen much. Let's see. Talking about Grant Dubose returning home and stuff. So that's good news, though, at least.
Oh, absolutely. After what happened on Sunday, no doubt.
I mean, that was because Nancy and I was on the side to where his feet were facing, and we never saw them move. Never. Until the next thing you know, finally they just got too much of a crowd around to where you couldn't see him. But the whole time he was laying there, we never saw his feet move.
Well, evidently, from what they say, he's got movement in all his extremities. So,
Well, that's good compared to what we've seen and stuff.
absolutely. But I think, like I said on Monday's show, I think the protocol changed, and they're really making sure everybody was all concerned about the EKG machine. They're just monitoring as hard as they were doing their work, making sure there was no problem.
Yeah. Trying to find stuff. Not seeing much of anything.
No, there's really not much. It's. I forgot. I'm going to check something. So right now, the line I see is we're favored by 1 over San Fran on Sunday.
Which is basically an equal game almost. And in actuality, in some ways, it gives San Fran the favor.
Yeah, because we're at home.
Because normally it's 2.5 or 3 that they automatically give the home team.
Yep.
So my friend really doesn't care if he wins or loses. He just wants a good game.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got two teams in the same position. They're both 6 and 8. Neither one of them is going to make the playoffs. So,
I give kudos to the people that have the hopium and saying, well, there's a chance if the Colts lose one and these team either this team or this team loses 2 out of the next 3. Well, it's slim to none still of that happening. I'm sorry. I've gotten used to it. It's the same shit, different year.
Yep.
And really, I'll even if we make the playoffs, I'll still be used to it because it's usually one and done. Yeah, unless we win a playoff game, my attitude's not going to change.
Yeah,
I support my team. Go ahead.
Even if we make the playoffs, we're going to play Buffalo or Kansas City in the first round in Kansas City or Buffalo. So, I mean, it's even if somehow we snuck in there, it'd be the same as the last 2 years, making the playoffs, losing the first round.
Barrington Francis, yes, we are done. Get best draft pick possible. To do that, basically, it's losing the next 3, which is very possible.
Oh, of course it is.
Anything can happen. That cryptic note from Tyreek can mean any of things because, like, that catch he had in his hands and he didn't fight for it.
Well, yeah. He caught it, he should have pulled it up or really squeezed the hell out of it. Instead, and listen, the corner made a great play. I mean, it's.
Oh, yeah. No, the corner made a great play. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, the ball was placed in a position where the corner had a chance, and he pulled his hands in there and ripped it out. And,
At the same time, I can see because Tyreek has been having a problem with that wrist of his, and that wrist could have been in a bad angle for him to try and put any pressure on it. I'm not making excuses. It just I'm seeing the reality of the thing.
No, you're right.
We are Dolphin fans. We're still going to support our team. We're still going to the last home game of the year. I was looking at some of next year's stuff. We have the Buccaneers come to Miami. We go to Atlanta and we go to North Carolina.
And New Orleans comes to Miami.
And New Orleans comes to Miami. And then there's an AFC, or I think there's I forget what it was, one of the NFC South, I think, and an AFC South that are unknown yet teams.
Well, no, the Bucs and them are the NFC South, so it would be somebody else.
Okay, then Might have been NFC West or something. I don't know. I think one said AFC team to be determined, and the other one said AFC team to be determined.
Yeah, because it depends on where we finish in our division.
Yeah. So, Mr. Polk, welcome to the show.
What's up, Mr. Polk? How are you, sir?
Okay, how you doing, Papa Paul, Johnny? How you guys doing?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Good to see you, brother.
It's good to see you all. You see what's up under my name, right?
Too small. I can't read it.
Oh, okay.
My hopium expiration date was 12/10/24.
I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't come in here being negative, but I'm sorry. That's just how I feel right now.
No, absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But other than that, y'all ready for the holidays?
Yes, I'm about as ready as I can get.
Same here. Same here.
You know, I gotta break out my Christmas hat I'm wearing to the game, which the people that are in the bar behind me don't like.
Too tall.
Yeah. Hey, I leave it on unless the team is playing closer to our end. I will take it off for them. But they have the capability of moving around back there. They're in a bar. The seats are not permanent. You know, they can move around and stand up and look over and stuff. But I am nice, and I take it off to let the people behind me see what's going on right down below us, right in front of us, Johnny.
Okay.
But when it's on the other end of the field, that hat stays on.
Yeah, I hear that.
So it's Christmas time. I have you see my big Christmas hat I had last year, Johnny.
Yep.
You know. Are you all ready for the holidays, Mr. Polk?
Just like you, about as ready as can be. You know, the thing, one thing that kind of keeps me excited is that, like I said before, and I said again, I love football. So, I'm a Dolphin fan for life, but I do watch other NFL games. I do watch college football, and the other football leagues, so it's Canadian, and what have you. So that keeps me going throughout the year.
Well,
That wrestling too.
Mr. Winters, how you doing, my brother?
Just getting upstairs. What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing tonight?
I tell you what, Mr. Polk, it's funny. I talked to Paris today, and I started asking him about training camp this summer. I said, I'm going to need a couch to sleep on since my aunt moved out of the area. And he's like, you're already giving up on everything and ready for training camp to start. I said, hell yeah, let's get it moved on.
Yeah, man. Ain't no games. Shoot.
And I said, let's get the draft done and over with and move on to training camp already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Mr. Pope, what's going on with you, brother? Great to have you on, man.
Hey, it's good to see you, Dolphin. How you been doing?
Listen, man, above ground and upright, like Paul says a lot. And just like my man Johnny O, we just gotta wait and see what the hell's gonna happen with these last 3 games and see what direction we're gonna go in with this team.
Yeah.
We really don't go in many directions. Mediocrity.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, sir.
Well, my thing is this. I'm going to kind of guess what's going to happen, with the off season. They're going to do a few little things here and there, and then next thing you know, they're going to say, okay, well, we made these moves, and we're gonna start projecting up and what have you. I don't know. It's just a lot of sugarcoating to me.
I can say this to you.
See the same thing.
I can say this to you. If I spend $1 billion on a fucking team during the off season, which was 550 to 600 million of it was on the staff, and I didn't get the outcome that I'm thinking I'm supposed to get, I'll say this. Greer, I think Greer's on a hot seat. I really do.
Mhm.
McDaniel, everybody wants McDaniel to be on a hot seat due to the fact of the performance that he's had this year coaching wise. He's not on a hot seat, but I will say this. He's on a short leash. I'll say that.
If I was Ross, I'd get rid of Greer. I'd keep McDaniel for at least one more year, but I would demand that he turns the play calling over to an offensive coordinator.
I agree. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. But still, that's not going to solve the other problem.
Well, in the draft, I would also put a demand on the new GM that we beef up our O-line.
It's not just the O-line. I'm sorry.
It's not. It's not just the O-line, but it's a start. You got to start in the trenches.
I'll say this, Mr. Paul, and I kind of agree with Paul, because your O-line is going to sit there and determine it's going to determine how good your quarterback is altogether. If we get the O-line that we're supposed to get that will protect Tua or any quarterback, that'll show the gameplay of that quarterback. And that's just facts. If you give the quarterback the time that he's supposed to need or supposed to get back there, we ain't seen it 20 years with Tom Brady, and we've been seeing it with fucking Josh Allen. They've been giving him time too. So with that being said, if you give the man time and he still can't produce, then you sit there and look at the quarterback position. I understand everybody wants Tua's neck. I understand everybody wants Tua out of here. Tua's not going anywhere after I give you $167 million. I'm not getting rid of my quarterback after one fucked up season. I'm sorry, folks. That's not happening. Love him or hate him. I don't care. You're not getting rid of Tua. I didn't pay this man and give this man all his money up front just to get rid of him because he had one shitty fucking game.
I agree with you on that. That I can't argue with one bit.
You know, I'm tired of looking at Facebook, being a moderator, administrator, co-owner of a lot of these fucking groups and sitting there hearing a bitch and complaining about this, that, this. Yeah, I'm frustrated and upset like everybody the fuck else. But I would love, I'm going to take the words from Johnny O. Put your application in. If you think you can do a better job at GM, if you can do a better job at coach, you can do a better job at this, put your application in and see what you can do. Because I'm tired of hearing the bitching. Yeah, I'm upset too. I'm pissed too. But I know I don't have the qualifications of being a coach or a GM or any of that shit. But I know as a player, and I know what determination I bring, and I guarantee you like this, I would bring a whole lot more determination than what the fuck we ain't seen on Sunday. And that's fully agreed. And that's fully like 100%. I'm sorry. I think after the first draw for me, I saw no urgency from this team. None. Zero. Just wasn't no urgency. The energy was just not there.
No, I agree.
with you. It's sad. You got a bunch of guys out there that still have a chance to make the playoffs, and it just didn't seem like they really wanted to be there.
No.
There were certain guys that played their asses off and busted their ass, and other guys looked like they were just out there. Hey, I'm here. I'm doing what I'm supposed to.
Yep. I'm just here for my check. Let me get my check real quick.
There, give me that check. I'll do a better job.
Well, like I said to you before we started, Papa Paul, I can go be Liam Eichenberg. I can fall on the ground. I can get pushed backwards. Pay me. I'll go out there and stand there and take those and lay on the ground and get up and get pushed into the quarterback, and no problem.
Yep.
Well, the offensive line didn't look all that bad to me, tell you the truth.
The offensive line looked like shit.
Yeah.
Well, they were off and on because I will say I saw a couple plays where Tua had all the time in the world.
Yes, I agree.
But did he make the right call on his pass? But there was a lot of plays that he had no time.
Right.
And we need more consistency as far as that offensive line, not just a play here and there where he has time in the world to throw.
Not just offensive line, the offense period. The offense period, because I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the way the defense played this last game, from first quarter to the fourth quarter, they kept us in the game. as much as they can. I'm not saying that the defense was perfect. No, they weren't perfect, but they were very good because they gave the ball back to us many times where we could have put points on the board. The
And
offense has to, and this is the same problem. And I'm sorry to say this, and if anybody disagrees with me, that's fine. The offense has to complement the defense. When the defense is doing the best that they can to keep you in the game, you got to put points on the board and not just field goals.
Mr. Polk, I agree with you. The thing is, the offensive line is the one who controls the run and the pass protection. And if you don't have an offensive line that can open up a hole, you have no run game.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna say this also. You have to also come up with other, if you see that these teams have your offensive scheme figured out, you got to make adjustments. And I'm not seeing too many adjustments.
And
I'm sorry.
that's where it comes.
Repeat of the last couple seasons with our offense.
Yes, and that's where it comes on the play calling. It's not necessarily the offense; it's the play calling, and that's where McDaniels thinks his head has gotten too big for him. And he says, as he in his own words says, "If I thought it would do any good, I would turn the play calling over."
And I think you should.
That's what he needs to do.
It does. I agree. He needs to turn it over. But he doesn't think
what he's doing.
He doesn't think it would do any good, and he doesn't see it. So either something's got to be done with McDaniels, or he's got to be forced to turn over the play calling.
If he don't turn the play calling over, 9 times out of 10, he will not have a job with the Miami Dolphins, and that's what's going to wind up happening.
Because
I could see if next year is this bad or worse, that he would be gone after next year. They're not going to do anything this offseason, but
no.
Right.
But I mean, you can when we can see how bad the play calling is. Most anybody else can see it, especially if I can see how bad the play calling is.
Yeah, because you got some bad eyes, man. I was trying to get you to wear my glasses. Your ass couldn't see the shit. You left yourself open for that one. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my eyes ain't as bad as yours though. That's why you got the glasses.
you sit half a mile away from the field.
Don't feel bad because I wear glasses too.
Hey man, I've been wearing glasses since the age of 6. It's all good.
Hey, yeah. I wore glasses from the age of 9 up until I was 41. Then I had cataract surgery.
And that shit still ain't help.
Oh yeah, it has.
I'm picking with you, Paul.
I know you are.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, I understand the frustration, guys, and females also. To all that's listening, I fully understand the frustration, because I ain't gonna lie, this is probably the first day I've come back down to feeling back to normal. And it's funny, I ran into a 49er fan. I said, "Damn," I said, "What the fuck are we playing for this week?" And they started laughing. He said, "Yeah." He said, "We're knocked out the playoffs. You guys are knocked out the playoffs." I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "Did you think?" He said, "I ain't think that." I said, "But they got hit with the injury bug. They got hit with the injury bug like everybody else."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because that injury bug hit us hard. Was that last season? Season before it hit us real hard.
Last season.
So
yeah.
I got a question. If Skylar Thompson is on the practice squad now, who is it? Huntley that's our backup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that brings me to another thing too. And I'm gonna say this. When you have, whatever quarterback you have on your roster, you have, and I could be wrong for saying this, but you have to come up with plays and schemes for each quarterback, because Tua is not, Tua and Tyler are not the same quarterback. Skylar Thompson and the other two are not the same quarterback. And even if they have to bring in a quarterback coach, to try to work with these players, develop these skill according to their skill set. I mean, I know that when a player goes down, and you plug in you know when a quarterback goes down and you plug in your next quarterback, that they're playing, with that previous quarterback scheme. But you got to,
You got to play to that quarterback's strength.
right, exactly. Got to try to play to that quarterback strength because, I will admit that towards uh, the last games that Tyler was in, he was trying to adjust to the scheme, the Tyler to a scheme, but he just not to him. He's just not he's a different quarterback. And same thing with Skyler. They did all three of those guys are just different quarterbacks. So you have to try to come up with some schemes and plays to fit their skill set. Because I think Tyler Huntley is a quarterback. Is somebody you can develop into a good quarterback. But you got to do it toward his skill set.
Yeah.
Well, we
All
talked
right.
about that the whole time till it was out. McDaniel was not changing the play calling to fit the quarterback. He was trying to make the quarterback run the same plays, and it just don't work.
It
Not at
doesn't
all. Especially
it
if you
doesn't
ain't got
work.
a week time try to develop and try to adjust that playbook and how sophisticated and complicated that playbook is. You've had Tyreek and you've had many a player saying how complex this playbook is. So it's not an easy playbook to learn. That's the key thing right there. So my whole thing is, and this is something McDaniel needs to do as well, like you gentlemen said. You got to not only sit there and have a playbook, you got to sit there and have to put your quarterbacks in better position as well. Because I'll be
Yes,
honest with you, like you can sit there and tweak some of that terminology. You can. You can't just sit there and say, okay, well, this is what it's going to be. No, you're going to have to tweak it. Yeah, is it going to take a lot more time and effort? Yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, but it's about wins and losses. I'm going to do whatever it takes for this team to win or lose. What's going on, Mr. Fred?
What's up, Fred? How are you, brother?
so
What's
Fred.
up, everybody? How's everybody this evening?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
I don't know, winners, man. We could holler about a new GM. We could holler about a new coach. Hey,
Right.
man, we can holler about having the best offensive line we can get.
Right.
Bottom line is, man, like wherever you bring these guys in at, this quarterback is still going to have these limitations. He's still going to have these limitations. I don't care if it's a new coach. I don't care if it's a new GM.
Right.
It's not going to make his limitations go away.
Right.
And his limitations, to me, are what's holding this team back.
Well, Mr. Fred, I'm going to just say this, Mr. Fred. You know I'm not 2-9. I'm not 2-9. I always say this is my quarterback to any quarterback that's leading our team. It is nothing we can do about the quarterback. It is nothing that we can do about this quarterback, and this is going to be the quarterback until whoever the GM is going to be or whatever Ross decides he wants to pull the plug on it. This is going to be the quarterback. So we might as well sit back, get comfy, and sit there and deal with Mr. Tua Tagovailoa. That's just how it's going to be. That's just what it is. I've counted how many times you must have called Tua trash on the Fins tailgate the other night. I was cracking up listening to you guys that game on Sunday. I mean, but all jokes aside, I feel you, Mr. Fred. I feel you. I really do. And I'm frustrated like everybody else. I'm not making no excuses or none. But what my problem is with this team, Mr. Fred, not just Tua, the team we cannot beat anybody over 500. That is a fucking problem.
Who can't beat anybody over 500? McDaniel?
The team.
The team. Yeah, well, and I happen to think that, like with this quarterback's limitations, we don't stand a chance against them teams right there.
You say limitations, but when you say that, what do you mean?
What I mean by limitations, I mean like, okay, for example, the uh the ball everybody's talking about Tyreek should have had. Clearly, it was underthrown to him. I'm talking about like these spot passes. We got to expect this wide receiver to be there, even if he's bumped. But you throw the ball anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's a number of limitations, man. Be able to manipulate the pocket. I mean, from what I seen the other day, I mean, Tua was drifting in the sacks. You know what I'm saying? I think his pocket awareness is awful. And just he's just not the guy, man. He's just not the guy that can, take us anywhere. And I know what it is. I know what it is, winners. I know we got him and we stuck with him, man. But that's what it is. Like you said, we stuck with him, bro. We can't do anything.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, where there's no trade value for Tua, and if there is trade value, and Tua fucks around, go somewhere else, and come back and bite us in the ass, we deserve it. That's straight. I'm gonna be honest with you. We fully, wholeheartedly deserve it. We've seen players go to different teams and come back and bite us in the ass. The last thing I want is to sit there and see this man go somewhere else and come back and bite us in the ass. Because that's
I don't see Tua going anywhere and doing any damage with anybody else. Me winning that's me personally, bro.
I hear you. I definitely do.
I don't think he'll go anywhere and be as good and be any better than he is now, bro. I really don't.
Let's say this, Mr. Fred. You hope he doesn't go anywhere else and then come back and bite us. Because we've seen this story. We've seen this book before. As long as we've been Miami Dolphins fans, we've seen players go to other teams and come back. We just watched our running back that we just had at Green Bay run all the fuck over our defense.
Oh, and that was me and Papa Paul went out running backs at that.
That shit broke my heart watching that shit 2 weeks ago.
I mean, he had two nice runs, man. But the game was over with. Then everybody ain't nobody really playing now at this point. So like that's just me. I don't care where Tua goes. As a matter of fact, I don't see anybody wanting him as their quarterback to the next team that he goes to, bro. I mean, with all the limitations and the injury concerns, bro, who's going to take a chance on a team like that, on a guy like that, man, when they can just wait and go in the draft and get somebody? I mean, I honestly think Tua doesn't scare anybody, bro.
And also one more thing too, I gotta say about the wide receiver. I'm sorry. I understand that we're going to get these small wide receivers. Okay, I don't have nothing against that. But good grief, let's bring in some talented big body wide receivers. I know we got tight ends, yes, but every team has tight ends. But let's bring in some big body wide receivers as well.
Yeah, look at what Mac Hollins is doing in Buffalo.
Killing it.
Exactly. Let's go get some big body wide receivers. I'm sorry, I don't have nothing against the Waddle, Tyreek, the two Washingtons. I don't have nothing against that. Just go get some big wide receivers as well. Come on now, we need to do that. And just like I said on another platform, and I owe apology to Aaron Brewer, because when we first got Aaron Brewer, oh my goodness, I was bad off him. But man, he sure did shut me up. Aaron Brewer is from what I'm seeing is a good center.
Oh, he's our best offensive lineman right now.
Yes, but when we got him, I said, oh my goodness. I apologize, Aaron Brewer. You balling. But yes, let's go get some big wide receivers. You can't. It's no excuse not to get some, because for the past few years, the wide receivers coming out of college it's been good grades. So let's go get some big ones, please.
No, we can complain about Tua all you want. You can complain about McDaniel all you want. They're not going anywhere. We're going to be talking about them in the next 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, and they're still going to be there. For those that hate Tua, I personally don't understand it. I never will. Justin Herbert came out in the same draft. What has he done?
Well, they're right there in the playoff run, so that's exactly what they're saying. He hasn't done anything, but they're about to go to the playoffs. And we're going to be sitting there saying, well, we went to the playoffs twice, got knocked out twice, and now this year we're 6%. We're only a 6% chance of making the playoffs. So you're gonna have fans that's gonna argue that, and that's gonna be a whole nother fucking can of worms. Because you're just gonna have fans. You're gonna have fans, Johnny O, as you've seen at games, as we've seen at tailgate, as we've seen on platforms, as we've seen on Facebook, that are just nothing like this man. They're gonna say, I like him as a person, this, that, and the third. He's not a bad dude, but when it comes to this game, they're gonna sit there and compare every fucking quarterback we have to Marino, and even Marino didn't do anything. So with the same fact of the matter, this is just the facts. Everybody wants a championship. Everybody is like frustrated, and I get it. I fucking get it. I'm one of them. 30 years in. Paul got more years than me. Mr. Paul got more years in than me. Johnny O got more years in than me. Mr. Fred probably got more years than me. So with that being the young boy in here, I'm frustrated because I've never seen the Miami Dolphins. I want to see them win a Super Bowl when I'm alive. I've gone on YouTube and watched it. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I've seen some playoff wins, but not a lot. So I understand the frustration. But this is what makes us fans. Through thick, through thin, through good, through bad, we go through this bullshit year in and year out. And yeah, we are tired of the mediocrity, but I have said this before on this platform, that we would become the new mediocrity of the fucking NFL. And if we can't get our shit right, we are going to be the new bottom feeders of the AFC.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and I'm gonna say this again too, like I said on many other platforms. When it comes down to any player that puts on the Dolphin uniform, I'm not a lover of them, and I'm not a hater of them, because, like I said, if they come in, if a player comes to our team and does it and plays well, yeah, I'm going to compliment you. When you play bad, I'm going to critique you. If you're not if you're not playing where you can help us out, then it's time to move on. And it's not about Tua. This with any player. Any player. We drafted years ago. I don't know if anybody remember. I can't remember this guy's name. We drafted one of the number one defensive linemen from Oregon. Yeah, somebody probably.
Deion Jordan. Jordan. I would hype the shit about him. Go ahead.
Exactly. He was number one coming out of Oregon, and we drafted him. And look what happened to him. Okay, he couldn't make the adjustment to the NFL level.
That Miami lifestyle got to his ass. That's what got to him. That fucking lifestyle. You got money, you got women, you got cars, and you got that nice weather down there. That's what the fuck got to him. I'm not making no excuses, but that's exactly what the fuck got to him. You're a young man coming to the Miami Dolphins, and you got all that in front of you, and you're one of those 53 men on that roster, and women, and the women and men know who you are, because once you sign that dotted line, you already know what it is. That's exactly what happened to Deion Jordan. I was hyped as hell. I was sitting there telling Eagle fans, yo, we got somebody that y'all wanted, this, that, and the other, bragging like a motherfucker. I was talking big shit.
Dolphin winners, you weren't the only one. I was bragging about this man like he was McDonald's going against Burger King. I was bragging about him.
Yeah, man. Me too.
Boy, look at here when he went. Oh my goodness, when he didn't pan out, man, good grief. I know that's why I brought it up. That's why I say, like I said, that's how I feel about any player that comes to our team. If you can do well, fine. If you're not gonna do well, then either make some kind of adjustment or we're gonna move off of you. I don't care who you are. It's not just about Tua. It's about any player. That's how I feel.
What's up, Sharif? What's good with you, brother? Happy holidays to you.
What's up, Sharif?
What's up, Sheree?
Hey, happy holidays to everyone else and in the comments and everyone on the panel. Yeah, man, you know, it just, what hurts me the most, guys, the fact that I learned football, right, over the COVID and pandemic. And, it, I had time to find out positions and I had time to look at college, you know, especially after Laramie Tunsil, because I was like, okay, we're gonna build this thing through the trenches, and I was kind of thinking what Jimmy did with us, building the trenches out, getting a good running back and good defense. It was nothing of the sort. I watched, once again, it's so disappointing now because all of the high-end ESPN, Fox media people all agree and all are saying the Cesar Ruiz, the Panisa Wells, the Tristan Wirfs, all of these things that I had time to learn in replacing Laramie Tunsil at the time all comes to fruition now. It just turns out that Greer didn't want to build the trenches this way inside out. He didn't. And then he turned around and asked us, why are we more worried than them about it? So to me, he has to go. I want to reset. I need somebody to come in here and build the trenches out, inside out. Get someone who can protect somebody as opposed to looking to get rid of the ball quick. Listen, if my IQ is very low and I know you're going to get rid of the ball quick, there's a chance I can jump something. That's that's just protocol. If you're getting the ball out quick, then there's a chance on one of your throws I'm gonna jump something, simply because you're gonna get rid of the ball quick. So it's no adjustment. It's been 3 years. They're always gonna try to get rid of the ball quick next year as well, and we're not gonna be able to beat nobody. We're gonna be 1-14 against good teams. So I I think the fans are right in this one. Um, the fans are right in this one, and that we need a reset. And for me, it's because you severely missed on the O line replacement of Laramie Tunsil, and you severely missed on a center, and you severely missed on a lot of people who could have protected an injured quarterback. And so because of that, I really like Greer. He has to go. He has to. I don't care what the new GM does with McDaniel, but you have to go, because if with Tristan Wirfs, Panay Sewell, uh, Creed Humphreys, or Cesar Ruiz, one thing you could have guaranteed is the protection to give Tua the time to make his reads. That's not even here. That doesn't even exist. So you immersely failed, Greer. So you have to go for me.
You know what's funny, Sharif? You know what's funny? Greer laughed at us and said, "You guys are worried more about the O line than we are." And who the fuck is laughing now?
I won't say I disagree with you, Sharif, but I have two questions for you. One, you don't like Greer, you want him gone, but who do you replace him with?
Louis Riddick.
Yeah, but is he gonna take the job?
Hey, listen, I just threw a name out there. I don't know if he is or not, but I'll say this. He's one thing about him, and I will say this, and I don't mean to take the question from you, Sharif. What I like about Louis Riddick, and if you watch Louis Riddick on ESPN, he'll break shit down, and he gives you like somewhat of an insight. He's very passionate about Miami, and I think that would be a job that he would really be interested in. Now, will he take the job or not? We never know. Will he get all the things that he wants or whatever? We'll never know. That's between him and Ross. But I'll say this: if Louis Riddick fucks around and goes to one of our rivals, we're fucked. And I'm just gonna say that.
I won't disagree with you, and I like that name.
I'll put
I
it
like
like
that
this.
name. But
No,
the other
I'll put it
yeah,
like
go ahead.
this, right?
No, hold on. Let
The
Johnny O finish.
the
Give you a
thing
chance
is, right?
to finish.
Go
I,
ahead.
I like that name, and if he was willing to sit down and talk, absolutely. But
Mhm.
the problem is there's not a lot of good qualified GMs. Now, if you want to go poach an assistant GM from a good team, you know,
Mhm.
a Buffalo or a Kansas City or something like that, and they can come and do the same thing that those teams have done, okay, that's good. Now, my other question to you, Sharif, was you were saying blow it up. Unfortunately, with the salaries we're paying, how do you blow it up? You can't get rid of Tua. You can't get rid of Tyreek. You can't get rid of Waddle. Nobody's going to pick up those contracts. So how do you blow it up and start all over?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm give what I'm. No. There's accountability for the errors you made. I didn't even bring up the
Yeah,
backup quarterback
but
situation this year. What
yeah, but
what Greer is
let me
saying
say
in
this.
my face,
No, go
what
ahead.
Greer is saying in my face is that he brought on a quarterback who needed a year and a half to heal his hip, and he thought that Calhoun, Ted Karros, he thought that Austin Jackson, he thought that these guys were enough. When you have to go to the free agency the very next year and corrupt your mistakes, oh, Igbenogamy didn't work out, so I have to corrupt my mistakes with Ramsey. I have to corrupt my mistakes with Armstead because it didn't work out at tackle. I have to corrupt my mistakes at center with Williams, Connor Williams, because it didn't work out with my draft picks. When the draft picks were right there for you to get,
Mhm.
on
Oh,
on that, sir, is why you're fired. What you're talking about, thank you for bringing that up. I've never thought of that. But I gave you the responsibilities he failed on, and for those alone, he's done. You agree?
listen, I won't argue with you. I'm not a Greer fan. I mean, if you
No,
look
no, no,
at
no,
it,
no, no, no. It has nothing to do with being a fan, sir. Take your feelings out of it. His job was not done for protecting a QB and having a forceful running game in the winter. You agree?
well, his job.
This
Agreed.
has
Listen,
nothing to do with like.
as far as I'm concerned, Greer didn't do his job when he drafted Tua. You don't draft a guy coming
Can
off
we
a
run
major
the ball
injury.
in the winter in
No.
3 years?
Well, well,
No.
No,
Did he do
listen,
his job? No. It
it ain't
doesn't
just
matter
three
if we
years.
like him.
okay,
It doesn't matter if we like him, sir. In 3 years, we can't run the ball in the cold.
okay,
We
bro.
can't run the
Let me
ball.
ask
It
you.
Period.
doesn't
Let's move
matter
on.
if
Let's
we
move
like
on
him.
then.
Well,
Let's say
okay,
this.
let,
Like,
Is not on
why
the
does people
scheme,
try to put that on us? If we
if the
like
full
Tua or if we like Greer, you're not
if the
doing your job. You're
if the
1-14.
but it's not.
fullback is a part of the scheme of running the ball all the time, and that fullback is not in the game, and you can't run the ball, that's a fucking problem.
It has nothing to do with
And
like.
also
And if you
too,
like
also
somebody,
no,
You
but
know,
also too, you gotta think about this. Who should really be holding these guys accountable?
Right.
nobody. They grown ass men, brother.
No, but here's the thing: if you are the CEO of the Miami Dolphins and your GM is not doing this thing, or there's an issue, even if there's an issue with the coach, you call them in, you have a meeting, and you put the cards on the table and tell them, listen, you better correct this or you're gonna be gone.
Oh,
Now
I
that
think they
it has to
want
be.
to.
Absolutely.
Look, what I'm
I
trying to say, I'm
believe
gonna
it.
tell you
Yeah.
something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It has to be accountability starting with the CEO going down. Okay, it has to be accountability. I don't see that with this front office. I don't see accountability. I don't see accountability with the CEO. I don't see it with the GM, I'm not seeing it with the coach.
and
Okay,
at
and
this
it
point, I
starts from
don't care
no
what the
no. Let me
new
finish.
GM
Oh, no.
does.
Let me finish. Let me finish. And it starts from the top because you can bring another GM in, and if you're not holding that other GM accountable, you're going to have the same problem again. So what I'm saying is yes,
Exactly.
okay, I'm on board for as far as Gribb being removed. I'm aboard that. But the CEO has his makes. I know he's a businessman, but man, if you own a franchise, NFL football team, you got to start being holding people accountable. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
that's part of the
And you
problem,
know, for me, like
and it's
right,
not
like
giving
for
great
me, it doesn't
excuses.
matter. Right. I think it was of people are not stupid, right? If you listen to Kendrick Lamar, like the crowd is not slow, Drake. Like don't you
Yeah, you
think
ain't
we
never
seen
level.
that you fast forward our draft picks? Like we were building a certain way, and don't you think we saw when you fast forward that? You failed on getting a good receiver to get up with Waddle, so you went and you corrupted, you went and got Tyree. You failed with tackle. You failed to replace Christian Wilkins. You failed to replace uh, Xavier Howard. So you gone and you place money in free agency instead of building like what Kansas City is doing. And so you fast tracked it and it blew up in your face, sir. I'm
Not
talking
only
to Greer
Kansas
now.
City, not only
It
Kansas
it
City,
blew up in your
Philadelphia. We
face.
can go down a list of teams, man, and we should be in those
It
type
blew
of
up in his
situations.
face.
Yeah, you
We
know,
should be a young defense at this point, knowing Tua has the money, Waddle has the money. No, I don't even I didn't see Tyreek in this vision of rebuilding a young team. I saw that Tua would have the money, and we'd have to put the money into young defenders because Tua would have the money. Now I see Chubb has money. Ramsey has money. And it's like you can't blow it up. I
shit.
understand that. But what I do see is that if you keep Greer here, we will not be able to run the ball in the cold next year. We will not be able to win games against good teams next year. I can't take it.
You might as well be.
I've had enough. I've
Look,
had enough.
we might as well be prepared for it, Sharif, because if they don't do it, that's exactly what the fuck we're going to be prepared for. And
Exactly.
it's sad to say that, but that's
Exactly.
the truth. You know what I mean? As much as we want shit done, we are fans. That's all we are. Now we have the choice that what you mentioned Kendrick Lamar, we got a choice to turn the TV off. We got that choice to turn the TV off. And you know, 9 times out of 10, as much as we want to turn that motherfucker off, we don't want to turn it off
Yeah.
because we want to see what they're going to do. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Somehow they think we're slow. You failed on the backup quarterback. You failed on so many things. 3 years later, you're still not good with timeouts. You're still not good at delegating during the game. You think people have time for bullshit? You think people want to hear that the price tickets went up and you're selling out and you're the number one class NFL team
And
and you're
see,
worried
that's
about
another
ticket
thing that makes
sales
me angry.
and parking? You're worried about being the number one class. You're not worried about winning any damn games, Mr. Ross. You're
Shit.
not worried about it.
Agreed.
Handing out book bag with iron patches on them. What the fuck is that? I seen that all through Facebook the other day, and I feel bad for you season
This
ticket holders. Y'all got a book
if
bag
he
with an
goes
iron
eight
patch.
and eight, he makes the status
Exactly.
quo. And he can sell that Tyreek is going to be a receiver next year, and that'll bring tickets. That's the status quo of making
And do,
money average as a business in the NFL.
and
No,
the other thing that makes me mad is this: you go I haven't been to the games, but you go and you get a racing car thing, a race car track thing going, and you would think by doing so that you would drop the price of some of these tickets and give your fans some incentives like some door prizes or some free gifts or stuff like that for them to come to the games. But no, I mean, you raise the price of tickets.
well, let's put it this way:
I mean,
concession
that's crazy.
concessions. Okay, let's put it this way: concessions. Houston for a souvenir cup, it's $10. In Miami, it's basically 16.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't get Miami Dolphin stuff. We get the U stuff.
Oh my goodness.
They don't. They give out leftover stuff from the U,
That's
hats,
disgusting.
towels,
Are
stuff
are
like that.
are, are you kidding me, Papa Paul?
No, occasionally they have Dolphin stuff, but the problem is it's only to the first 10,000 fans, and they see 60,000 fans. So if you don't go in early, you don't get the free giveaway.
No,
It doesn't matter
shit
if
is
you
that?
go in early sometimes. It depends on the gate. It depends
Yeah.
on where they have it, because I always go in the handicap section, and 9 times out of 10 they have nothing in there for us.
And that's what I'm talking about. And then when I go on other platforms and I
That
hear
sucks.
people talking about, okay, well, we went when the Dolphins played in this town and we went there. The opponent's stadium and the way they treat their fans is much better than ours.
Yes, they do
You're
a
not-
lot of things. Houston, they had all kinds of giveaways during the game for people and stuff and things like that, where we have nothing going on for the people.
I've said it many, many times on our platform.
Yes, you have.
The fan experience at other stadiums is way better than the fan experience at our stadium. Way
Johnny,
better.
think about this, Johnny. We was at the Eagles game together last year. You
Yep.
see how they fucking started their fucking game with the light show?
Yeah.
That light show was fucking phenomenal. I look at the light show that they had at fucking Hard Rock. I'm like, what the fuck dollar store ass shit is this? I was like, dude, you got billions of dollars. You can spend money on a better light show. Come on.
You can spend money and make things a lot better for the fans, period. Now, and another thing I'm hearing is that when it comes down to the food at the stadium, it costs a lot of money and it's not all that good.
That's why you eat at this tailgate, Mr. Paul.
That's right. I don't buy food in the stadium.
But if I buy anything, it's for my wife. We get the chicken tenders because that's the best bang for the buck.
Or soft pretzels.
Soft pretzels aren't bad. They're good actually compared to Houston soft pretzels. They were fresh out of the steamer, and you could taste that they were steamed.
Ew. No, I'm good. Ew.
Yeah.
Ew. Oh God.
Yeah, you could tell they were steamed.
Yuck. Ew. What steam? What the fuck steamed pretzels? Oh.
Yeah, I watched it and all. I watched the whole process.
Yeah, I'm okay. I know.
Now, I will say this. I will say this, that Houston's stadium had a ton more food vendors.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a ton more food vendors. And they had drink vendors going up and down the stands and everything left and right constantly.
They should do that at Orange Bowl.
And I mean, it was just really the fan experience was more, I think, better at Houston than it was at our stadium for the fans itself by any means.
I mean, let's think about this for a second, ladies gentlemen. Ali, aka Dolph Freaky, had to write to the Miami Dolphins to get TD back because they said TD wasn't around anymore. And she had to sit there and write in and had fans write in and say the fan experience at our stadium is very
non-existent.
Yeah, subpar. That's not cool.
No, that's not, because I'm telling y'all, when we had the Orange Bowl, it was nothing like this. But see, here's the thing, and I'm sorry to say it, I'm used to the Orange Bowl, and I was thinking, okay, well, when we built a new stadium, that okay, it's bigger, it's gonna be better, much better, and what have you. But from what I'm hearing, goodness.
No, from what I remember, the Orange Bowl, Mr. Polk, yeah, the stadium may be bigger and nicer, but it's not any better.
It's not better. It's not better. It's not better. In the Orange Bowl, you have people walking around with hot dogs and stuff like that. If you didn't want to go down and get your food, you had people walking around offering, where you can buy the food off them.
The hot dogs, popcorn, cotton candy, all that stuff.
And the food was good. It was good quality food, and the prices weren't that bad. So that's why I'm saying when I hear what y'all saying and other people telling me um their experience with our stadium, I said, oh my goodness, what happened?
No, that's why we eat at tailgating, though.
Our
Yeah.
fan experience sucks compared to other stadiums. What they do for you, I've been to. I couldn't tell you how many stadiums over just the last few years, and what they do for their fans is amazing. Here's one, and nobody ever brings it up. Papa Paul, you were in Houston this past weekend as well as I was. Did you ever once see our logo up on their jumbotron?
Mm,
The Miami Dolphins logo.
not that I recall.
Watch the game on Sunday. Every other thing will be San Francisco and then the Dolphins logo. San Francisco, the
Yeah.
Dolphins logo. No other team in the NFL does that and puts the other team's logo up on their jumbotron. Why the hell do we do it? I know we're playing San Fran. I don't want to see their logo on our jumbotron. They're there as a away team. Don't advertise for them.
Yeah, no, yeah. The only time I ever saw any Dolphin stuff was, and it wasn't the logo, it was just people in the stands.
Right, but watch on Sunday. You will see San Francisco's logo on
Yeah,
our
no,
jumbotron
we
constantly.
did. Yes, I know it. They always show it. They always show the opposing team versus Miami up on the jumbotrons and stuff and things like that.
Why?
Yeah.
Are we that outdated? Nobody in the stands know who we're playing. We got to keep putting it up on the damn jumbotron. Come on,
I guess so.
we got 60,000+ idiots in the stands. We got to remember. Oh, we got to look up there. Who we playing? Oh yeah, we're playing San Fran.
Oh my god.
Well, see,
That is
my fan experience is at tailgating, plain and simple.
Absolutely. I'm not telling anybody the reasons why I get excited when I come down there is to see all you guys. And I really, really mean that shit. I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, that's the highlight. Coming down to see Paul and yourself, Johnny, and a whole list of people. Like, that is the highlight of when I come down there. The game is what it's supposed to be for, but Finn's family it's like nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. That right there, seeing all you guys and getting together, and we either celebrate all together or we are in agony all together. So we go through the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, it could be the joyous after a game or what the fuck after a game.
Listen, I agree with you 100%.
The thing is, right? I think we can look internal in terms of replacement. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Allen is very good. He had multiple years with the Oakland Raiders, and actually he was the one that brought in a bunch of their great offensive linemen before he left. I don't think he brought Crosby in, but he brought in I think during the Gruden era, he worked alongside Gruden along with that 10-year contract that Gruden got. But Allen would be a good candidate. I think
you
that
talking about
the
for
other
GM?
GM that is there,
Yeah,
for GM,
the GM.
the other GM that is there helping, it's 3 GMs. It's Allen, it's McKenzie. McKenzie can be a good candidate. McKenzie, these are different human beings. They may think differently than Greer, and I can tell you, the last time I saw the video on the 20 scouts that we actually have 2 women scouts that go out to eastern parts of America, southern parts. They're assigned. Yes, I am that entrenched into my team. I love the Dolphins, and there are 2 women that are helping us scout. Now, are they being asked to do what they're do to get what Greer and McDaniel want, or are they just terrible? Two of the 20 scouts. Are these 18 men terrible at Eastern, Western scouting and then bringing reports in? Because if that's the case, then I need Greer to be gone, because then he's going to listen to these guys be on the ground, and they're the boots on the ground. And if they're terrible, and we have to wait for Kohu and We have to wait for Silers of the world. Like that's far and few in between. So I want a first round picks to hit. I want my second round picks to hit. I know it's very rare, but Guerrero's he's passed. My thing is he's passed on so many guys and thought that these other guys, like you traded up for Eichenberg. You traded up for Igbenogany.
Yeah.
You gave away picks. It's like I think the Dolphins fans are not that we're tired. We're tired.
On a different
We're
note,
not blaming Tua. We're just tired of losing. We're not sitting there ragging Tua. We're tired. Of course, Tua has some bad plays, some bad games, but it's 26 years now. It's going to be 26 years.
And it's a whole team. It's not one person.
Right. Exactly. Well, let me ask you about this. What about this may sound crazy. What about Marino being the GM?
That won't happen, Mr. Polk. Johnny?
You don't think he has the skills to be
I
that?
saw the look in Marino's eyes, and I listened to his press conference. He's not interested in that. If you listen to the press conference of him moving away from the position in the first place,
Johnny said it. Johnny said it well last night. Johnny said it well last night. You there, Johnny?
Yep. Marino will never ever take a front office job for two reasons. One, his reputation. If he goes in and becomes the GM and his draft picks sucked and everything, the new generation is actually going to kill him on social media and destroy him, no matter what he did as a player. Number two, the man drinks way too much.
What was the last part?
He drinks way too much.
I have seen him walking
I agree.
I have seen that man walking
because the
sideways
perfect example is
hotel.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay. Well, that kills that. That kills that.
The perfect example. That's a great point.
On a different note,
that kills that real quick. So thank you for that.
On a different note, WCFL Dolphins Fan Club on Facebook. I have a raffle I just started. It's a straight fill raffle, $5 a spot, 6 for $25. The first spot gets 50% of the funds plus an Invicta Miami Dolphins Invicta watch. In the spot 54 will get a Zach Thomas bobblehead, and if I get enough people in there, I'll throw in some autographed photos.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
The rest of the money goes to Dolphins Challenge Cancer event.
And that Invicta watch is beautiful. I've seen them before. They're beautiful watches.
So if you want to get in, if you have to be part of the WCFL Dolphins Fan Club on Facebook.
Well,
and what we haven't said, what if like Ross is old, like I hate to say this, what if the kid goes on us, right, and he never gets his Super Bowl? Like
he's selling more. He's selling more.
Then we're gonna be in sorrow for a year, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's selling parts of the team off.
Well, he sells another 1%, I think.
And
so
he sold 10% to Maris Management. It's a management
I guess he's
group.
gonna sell 10% every month because he's not gonna just be living long. I would hate for him to,
if you're interested,
to have to pass away on us.
If someone's interested, you could actually say you own a percentage of the Dolphins because Ameris Management is on the stock market, so you can buy a share of their stock, and in turn, you own a small percentage of Miami Dolphins.
That's a great point, Pop. People don't know about equities. Equity is something that you can leverage without having cash in your pocket.
So I plan on getting some of that Ameris Management stock.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
Y'all got
back to Dolphins.
y'all got me.
Papa,
Y'all got
Papa
me.
making money out here.
Why not?
Y'all
Shit.
Shit, I want some of that stock just to say I own part of the Dolphins, even if it's 1/10 of 1%.
Marina walking sideways. Good grief.
Oh,
Papa out
you
here.
listen.
No, I'm sorry, man. Y'all
Papa out
booked
here
your one with that, man.
loading up
I
the
just didn't know. I did
Oh,
not.
trust me.
Papa
I
out here
had
loading up the goddamn briefcase on y'all.
I had seen him come into hotels where Joe Rose is holding one arm and somebody's on the other arm, and they're just trying to get him upstairs to his room.
Damn.
Wow. Good
We've
grief.
all been there. We've all been there.
No, we haven't.
I have.
I've never been to a point I needed help, but
Well,
I've been to
I've
the
been
point where I don't remember 1 hour from the next.
oh shit,
I've
I've never
been
been there.
I've been to the point when I was trying to climb into my cousin's refrigerator, so I can't say that.
Cecil
can't say
Collins? Man.
I remember I've
Cecil
been
the
to the
Diesel.
point where I was at one
Cecil
bar,
the
and then
Diesel.
next thing I know I'm at another bar, and I don't know how I got there.
Oh shit.
I can't top that. Wait a minute, what you were saying about Caesar Collins,
This
Sharif?
is
Because I think he got in trouble.
no. He said he climbed into the fridge. That sounds like
Oh,
Cecil Collins. He climbed into the window.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Cecil the Diesel into the fridge.
Yeah,
That was sad though. That was a good running. Listen, man, Cecil Collins, he had Ricky potential all over him. Ricky Williams potential. But man, he damaged his career, man.
well, same with the guy we had got from University of Miami, that running back that we have from what's his name? He had got into a lot of trouble. No, he got into a lot of trouble when we let him go. I forgot.
But guys, y'all remember Cecil Collins in preseason?
No, I
This
remember.
dude was gashing people and
Yeah,
carrying people, tacklers.
yeah.
Like we were like, bro, Fiedler was gonna eat. Was he with Fiedler at that time? I think he was either with Fiedler or another, I don't know, one of those guys. But boy, he was carrying people on his back. I was like, okay, Dolphins are set for 5 years, and all of a sudden he jumps in a woman's window.
Yeah,
He would have been
that was
better
a
off
shock.
getting drunk and jumping into the freezer.
I mean, I could have showed him that. He would have been better off. You would
Yeah,
have been better off, Caesar.
at least if you climb in your own refrigerator or something, there's nobody there to tell on you.
There you go.
Well,
Oh man,
at least
just
back in our day, Johnny, we didn't have the cameras like they do now on social
yeah.
media.
Not
That's
even
right.
social media. There was no cameras on the street.
Thank
No,
God.
There's cameras everywhere now.
I'm so happy because oh my God, the shit I did when what? Shit.
Shit, if there was cameras when the Gen Xers were growing up, every kid now would think we were all insane.
Yup, facts.
Mm-hmm.
My
Oh,
parents,
yeah.
my parents might have put me out a little early.
Your parents didn't even know where you were.
You ain't
There you
never
go.
lied. You just better make sure your ass is back on them steps at a certain time.
That was it. We were
No,
going up, we were going from sun up to sunset in the summer, and you'd go home and have dinner, and then your parents do, hey, can we go out and play manhunt? Yeah, goodbye. Be home by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever. All right. We were out. You had a wristwatch on so you could tell what time it was. Hey, we all got to go. Let's go. Everybody got to get home. See you in the morning.
The street lights are coming on. Let's go home.
Well, that was for
Thank you,
dinner,
Papa
yeah.
Paul. Thank you, Papa Paul. When them street lights come on, you better be.
And if you heard a voice outside, you better sit
put
there
on the
and
Michael
answer
Jackson
that voice.
music.
You better answer that voice.
Night.
You hear that voice? Hey, you better hear that. You better answer that voice. If you don't answer that voice, you ain't coming back outside the next day. I'm telling
That's right.
That's right.
You could have a watch on. You can have a stopwatch in your pocket, and when that light come on, you better be inside.
Yeah.
Ain't no looking at the clock. Talking about, oh well,
At the same time, I lived on a dead end street, and if I heard my name called, you got your ass home right then and there.
You're absolutely fucking right.
Yep. They didn't care about us unless it was dinner.
I think I want to request that, and I'm sure Papa's gonna do it anyway. But like, we gotta start looking forward to like what would we do, right? Like, we don't know if because we know for sure Ross is good at the pop-up press conferences where he got to fire you, right? Ross is known for that. So we can leave Ross open to making that decision. But also, like, what would you do? And this is probably not the show for it, but what would you do? Would you start to rebuild younger on defense? Would you start to transition off of certain people next year after June? Would you start to and get younger around Tua and Waddle, Siler? I mean, what direction would you go? Would you try to muff one more year out of this older roster?
Well, Sharif, if you think about it, last year we were actually one of the younger teams, and then they added some pieces of Poyer, Calais Campbell, some of the Fuller, and these guys were older, so it actually brought our average age up to where we're like the second oldest team in the league, where last year we were like the fourth or fifth youngest team in the league.
Exactly. Which means that Greer failed immensely on his own rebuild, and he fast-tracked it, and it blowed up in his face.
Not only has he
Which
failed,
is why he has to get fired.
Not only has he failed, but if you look at it, we have nobody on our team drafted from 2019 to 2022 that is making any major contributions to the team.
Facts.
And the thing is, Eichenberg, I just watched the All 22, and something's wrong with this recent All 22s. All is not coming out. He was on the ground 6 times. He's consistently getting pushed on the ground, bro. They spent a pick to get him.
But did you see the size of that guy he was going up against? Number 98. Oh my goodness.
Now,
man, that guy.
Listen,
I couldn't, man. That was like a elephant going up against a doggone zebra. Man, good grief. That guy was huge. Number 98.
I could tell you one thing. From watching the trenches and learning about the trenches, I have a deep appreciation for a healthy Connor Williams, because a healthy Connor Williams was rated either number 1 or number 3 in the NFL last year. And that's before he got up.
Brewers worked out to be good.
Connor is,
that's what I'm saying. I'm about to say the same thing.
He's freaking strong. I had to look at some of his tape from last year. There was a play where he blew a snap, and there was a blitz coming, and he was able to hold his own initial blitz and grab a guy with one arm coming in free off a game or stunt.
You talking about Williams or Brewer?
Bro, Connor. We really saw a good one go. Connor was elite, bro.
Oh, he was elite till he got
better
hurt.
than Tim Ruddy. I'm talking about on the level of Pouncey. Pouncey doesn't have the strength that Connor Williams have. I'm gonna make that clear right here.
That's just like Jake Long. Y'all remember Jake Long?
Yeah.
That we got from Michigan. Man, I watched that guy in college football. You talking about a beast on the offensive lineman?
But to finish my point, we were good up the middle, and that made that hide a lot of damage that we were not able to do, and people see it now. Connor Williams, he held up for a lot of shit that we now see that we can't do. He held up a lot for that shit last year and year before.
Yeah, because when we brought him over from Dallas, at first we were supposed to have him as an old lineman and not a center, and then we experiment, and it worked out. And like I said, until he got that injury.
Yeah, and if he had stayed healthy,
he was,
man, Beast mode.
He was number 1
Beast
rated
mode.
a year before and number 3 last year with the injury.
Yeah, well, the problem is that Greer doesn't like spending money on offensive line. He's proved that. He likes paying corners. He likes paying defensive ends. He likes paying wide receivers, quarterbacks, and that's about it.
Then
Which is
he likes
ridiculous
Tua
because we
to
all
need to
know that.
scramble. He obviously he likes Tua to try to get pocket presence and get his noggin cracked. He likes for guys to be out for 4 games and then we lose certain games that we know we could win with an adequate backup. That's what Greer likes. So you have to be fired.
He doesn't like running back. I'm surprised we went and got Jalen Wright. To tell you the truth, I'm glad we have him.
Like
I'm surprised
exactly, and you kept Jeff Wilson and you kept Ahmed. Why the hell did you keep Mostert? Why?
No,
You should have kept
released
Chris
Ahmed.
Brooks. You should have kept Chris Brooks, Achan, and you should have kept Jalen Wright. Why the hell did you keep an older back in Ahmed, an older back in Jeff Wilson, and Mostert? If you kept Chris Brooks right now, your 3rd and 3s and your 3rd and 1s will be 100%. I guarantee you that. It's just Chris Greer. Oh my God, you just bringing up stuff. More and more reasons to be fired.
Well, here's the thing, Sharif, and I'm not saying this to make it super for Greer, but with Jeff Wilson and Mostert, they came from what the same they came from a team that with the scheme is what McDaniel's like with running backs. If I'm not mistaken.
Understood.
Yeah, they both
Understood.
they came from San Fran and they run a similar thing and they wanted smaller, quick guys, not thumpers.
Well, it seems to me with the 2 years and a 2.5 years where you're asked to run for 3rd and 1 against Tennessee, against Philly, against Buffalo twice last year. I'm not even going to talk about this year. We're 0 for freaking 90 running for anything within 3rd and 1. So to me, it like okay, you like light backs. Then your Chris Brooks that you had, you let him go.
Right, I agree. That was the thing that hurt me
and so lot. To me,
Chris Brooks.
Right. So why did you keep Mostert? He's old. You used up his real. You really used him up last year, and that was the end of him to me. Like he doesn't have nothing left. He's 32. You should have gotten a pick for him when you could. When I was telling people that you should have gotten a pick for Mostert, they were laughing at me. It's like Chris. I don't know.
No,
man,
here's the thing about Chris Brooks. We could have utilized Chris Brooks when we get into the red zone, and also on 3rd and short or 4th and short plays.
Yep.
Because he
follow Engel.
Aggressive. Exactly. And then also too, you can switch it up and have Chris Brooks blocking for Engel.
Or blocking on 3rd and 6 for
exactly.
Tua. Because my thing is, Chris Brooks was always good with the protection.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was saying he's always good with blocking for protection for 3rd and longs. For a running back, he is adequate at that.
Yeah. So the Chris Brooks thing, to me, I would have kept. But like I said, I'm not in the front office and what have you. So they must have had a good
to
reason
me. And this is why I know that Chris Greer may not get fired, and he's this is a 2-year window, meaning one this year and next year. So if he knows he's not gonna get fired, and it's in a 2-year window, which I said 3 years ago, 2 is gonna a 7-year plan, like Tannehill, and we're just repeating it. Then that means we have this year and next year to try and win with this roster. And so if that's the case, then he's not going to transition to younger. If you had transitioned off of Mostert, Jeff Wilson, and Ahmed, that's $8.5 million you would have had this year alone. saved. So he's not going younger. Number one, he's not trying to transition knowing that the money is in Tua and next year the money needs to be in rookies. He's not thinking that way. He's thinking, I'm Kansas City, I'm Buffalo. I have. No, you're not, Chris. You're struggling in winter. You're not these big teams. You're thinking that you're these big teams. The fans are not slow.
Well, the problem is Miami has always struggled in cold games. It's not just the last few years. Go back and look. Dan Marino has a losing record
What
in
made
cold games.
him? But what made him go to free agency thinking that he's close? That's what. Like the fans are baffled at that. What made you go
Well,
run to free agency like you're close, sir?
well,
You're
here's
farther
the
than.
big question because we keep bringing up the cold weather. What can we do to change that?
Win more games than have playoff games at home.
You should have just kept building your team to the draft. You were better off at that. That's the whole point of it, because you're wasting our time. You wasted the cap, and now we can't cut anyone to rebuild until the end of next year, June.
And that's going to be a slippery slope, because guess what? We're going to be sitting here back on this platform or other platforms sitting there saying, well, why did we cut this person? And then that person will sit there, sign with a team that we are going to have to face. And guess what? They're going to come back and bite us in the ass. That's what
Yeah.
happens usually 9 times out of
And,
10.
and I'm gonna tell you
Which
something
which
that this
which
been
leads
going on
us
for
to
a
now.
long. No, hold on. Let me say this, Sharif. This been going on for a long time, and it's not just when I say it goes even back further than Greer, because I remember quite a few players that we had on our roster that end up going to Buffalo Bills and killing us, end up going to the Jets and killing us, especially New England. Belichick used to love when we bring players to our team. He used to sit back and wait for us to get rid of some of them, and he'd grab them. And then when we played the Patriots, here they go.
Wes Walker.
Yep.
That's right. Wes Welker. That's one of them.
Yeah. Well, now Ross is a very intelligent man, and
Good
I don't know
evening,
if you guys
Shake.
know, he bought like
What's
over
up, Shay?
30 million of high
What's up, Shay?
rises that will be built. There's going to be several colleges and universities that will be built. He's building up around Miami now. So I think I'm not going to say he's a money grabber, but I think business is good. And I think his business quota will be made. And whether he wins a Super Bowl or not, you guys realize he would have 10x his initial account. He would have 10x that in like that's so what matters for him. This is why I say when we all mention and we realize that you're not gonna go younger, you're gonna stick with Jeff Wilson, Mostert, and that means you're gonna harden the cap for us not to be able to rebuild until 2027. So you're going not to fire Chris Greer. You're not gonna fire anyone, and you're gonna fast track this team
Because
into
you got the
more
three
free agency
musketeers.
depth. So more free agency depth because you believe in some way in your heart that you can win and you're close, but we know you're not close. So you're wasting our time, you're wasting our cap, and we gotta wait till 2027 to rebuild. So to me, it's like Ross is at status quo. He knows he's not losing a dime. He's 10x his account. He has already 10x his account in Miami's high rise. So why would losing hurt him?
Yeah,
And that's the hurtful part
he
out
10x
of
his
all
account.
of this. That's the hurtful part.
He's over 10x his account just by having the Dolphins this long, from what he paid for them to what they're worth now.
Hmm. And it kind of goes back what y'all been saying earlier. Right now we might as well just sit in our seats and just go just enjoy the ride. We're going on the
Facts.
same ride again, so
Now
we
I
might as
know
well
what I
just
know what Doug
sit. And it's not
And look,
easy for me because, like I said, I was born just before the Dolphins became a team. So it's been Dolphins ever since I was a little kid,
like
and I'm not
I've
getting off
heard.
that boat for nobody. So might as well just sit and just and go along with the ride. That's all we can do.
And Sharif, I want
Listen,
you
man.
one time I get my brother on here. I got a brother from Massachusetts. He's been a diehard Dolphin fan since the beginning. And when I say since the beginning, he was alive when he watched the undefeated season. He's watched all that. He's been to the Orange Bowl. He's been to every form of the Miami Dolphin Stadium that you can ask or say. And I would love for you to sit there and listen to him because he can give you some insight that probably not a lot of fans give because his uncle was
I'd
Clarence.
appreciate that.
Clarence Brooks is his uncle. He used to be a defensive coordinator
All right.
coach with the Dave Ronstadt era. So he would like
All
sit
right.
there
All
and
right.
he's talking about stories, brother. He will tell you things that probably none of us could probably say on here because he's experienced it like himself fully. So
Mm.
I listen.
I just.
Yeah, yeah, it's been like when like Mr. Polk is saying, like he's been telling me stuff like
Mm,
way back when. He was like, "Yeah, dude, that." I mean, I can't go into detail, but trust me, I have to agree with Mr. Polk. I
yeah,
really
man.
do.
And you know where my championship pedigree comes from, guys, because I've won before in my life. I've won with the Atlanta Braves, and then the Miami Marlins came in 1993. I actually love Pat Riley because he used to coach the Knicks, and he was the GM for the Knicks when Dave Checketts owned us. But the thing is, knowing Pat Riley and then seeing him come to Miami and do exactly what he did with us, it's like I felt the championship that you guys won. Some way, somehow, I was like, yeah, Pat Riley, go. And my thing is this: I know what it takes to win. The Dolphins can't bullshit me. You can't bullshit me. I know what it takes to win. I know you need Charles Oakley. I know you need a center in there. I know you need John Starks. I know you need Wade, Hardaway, Shaq. I know you need that. Chris Greer tried to tell us that he didn't need that. That's bullshit.
Oh, we all knew he was full of shit when he said it.
But,
It's like,
but let me ask. But
so
let
I
me
don't
ask you
know
this:
what
is,
Pat
is
Riley. Go ahead.
no go ahead. No, I'm about to say is what is Ross going to do with Greer? Is Greer is he going to fire Greer right now on the spot? I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I also agree with you. But you know, I've been on different platforms for the past few weeks or so, and I hate to say it, and it comes to like I said, it's nothing we can do about it. I mean, I've been saying this is not right. This is not right. This player's not doing what they need. But the thing is, it's not right now. It's not going to change. So we just got to ride. Just gonna have to ride with it. I like I said, I remember the season where we lost all our games except one. Except one. When we won that one game,
You
that was
know,
like a mini Super Bowl to me.
Against
I went
Baltimore.
crazy.
That was against Baltimore.
now there are ways. Now let me tell you, guys. When MSM and AOL was out, let me tell you what is still good and very valid. Each of us as fans, we have that little thing to the right corner of the dolphinspage.com. You write your comments. You let your comments be known because I'm going to tell you right now, as a Knicks fan, as a Marlins fan, my comments was listened to and answered, and actions were made. People were gone. And if you don't think that'll help, people listen. The tentacles are out for Chris Greer to know that we are concerned about blocking. And his tentacles were out enough to answer in a press conference and laugh in our face. So I'm telling you, when Ross receives what we think of this team and what we want as fans moving forward, his tentacles will be out listening to us, and that matters too, guys. because I'm a New York Knicks fan, and I always when something is going on, I let the owner know. He just needs to sit back, and that's what he's been doing. But we have a terrible owner in the New York Knicks. I know, but I
Sixers
let
ain't
it
no
be known as
better.
a fan.
The Sixers are no better, brother. Trust me. We got a $250-something million player that plays sometimes, but not all the time, and we got him for 4 years. That's Paul George,
from the
and we got
rookie year,
Embiid,
and
and we got Embiid that we just re-signed, and he doesn't play back to backs, and he just got injured again with a fracture to the face.
Well,
So
he was fragile from a rookie.
yeah,
I just
So
came
it's
across
like
I just
this
came
is
across some a report from Bleacher Report 4 hours ago. New NFL rumors: Dolphins releasing Calais Campbell in play to let defensive end join contenders.
until it's official, it's a rumor.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Rumors.
That's been on Facebook
well,
all
that
day.
that
That's been everywhere, and I'm not paying attention to it until it comes to fruition.
well,
Yeah.
if you want to make another run next year, you're gonna need Calais. So that tells me that Ross is saying, you know, and I can tell you if Ross is thinking like we're thinking, Ross is gonna say, don't do anything, keep my assets as is. But I need to make some moves and try to prepare for next year. No, 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 no. Just keep them as is, and yes, let this guy go about his business, and so he can win a championship because we're gonna tear this team down. And if Ross is thinking like us, he's telling Chris Greer that keep my assets as is because the new GM will be coming in and using those fresh, and I will pay you well for what you did, but you're gonna be out of here. So to me, letting Calais go, that's refreshing. That is refreshing if that's the case, because that tells me that Ross is he's gonna have new fresh wind coming in here. He's not
Well,
gonna try to
we're gonna
redo
go ahead
this
and
next
call it
year.
a night,
Because
folks. So let's go around and give our last words.
oh well, for me, it's just good to finally be aware of what it takes for a team to be built inside out. A lot of people use the um, Campbell example, what Campbell did there in Detroit, and that's what we wanted and we hoped for, and our GM went totally away from that, and so now the Lions are biting ankles and knees, and we're losing. But that's go Fins. I love you guys.
Go Fins.
Love you
Thank you,
too,
Sharif.
Peace,
Sharif.
love, and
Thank you
fins
for
up,
joining
brother,
us.
man.
Peace, love, and fins up, Sharif.
Yeah.
Mr. Polk.
Well, like I said, it's always a pleasure being up here with you guys. Like I said, I'm a Dolphin for life. I've been through the Dolphin thick, through the thick and the thin, and I'm still, like I said, I'm still gonna stick with them. I'm not this my team, so like I said, um, you just gotta wait and see what's gonna happen. You never know. Something may change that may um make us progress. Who knows? So like I said, fins up. Everybody have a good night. Be safe and
Peace,
have
love,
a great
and fins up,
week.
Mr. Polk.
Peace, love, Fins up,
Peace,
Mr.
love,
Paul.
fins up, Mr.
Peace up,
Polk.
fins up, everyone.
Johnny.
Well, like I always say, wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens. Um, we have a 6% chance of making the playoffs, which is, obviously better than me winning the Powerball, but I'm not holding my breath.
Really?
Um, like I said the other night, everybody has their opinions. Everybody sees things the way they see it. But if you think you can do a better job than Greer or Tua or McDaniel, put your application in and see if the Dolphins want you. Other than that, just be a fan. It's your team. It's our team. We all love them. That's why we're all here. That's why we get together. That's why we talk about it. That's why we love seeing each other at tailgate. That's why I spend my money to fly from Jersey down there so I can see the games and hang out with the people. And if it wasn't for the people that I've met and hung out with down there, I would never have season tickets. I'd be watching at home like I did for many years in New Jersey. So, yeah, I'll be a fan today, tomorrow. I'll be a fan till my heart stops and my brain turns off. So thank you, everybody who's watching on all the platforms. Thanks for the comments, the conversations. It's great to talk to people. Sharif, great having you on the show tonight. You know, a little bit of a different perspective than what we bring in sometimes, which is why this show is here. So with that, peace, love, and fins up.
Peace, love, and fins up. Have a good night, brother.
Fins up, brother.
Mr. Winters.
I think everybody said mostly everything that's needed to be said tonight, and I'll just add a little bit. You know, like I said, I've been a fan for 30 years, and I've gone through the ups and downs with this team, and I want to be like Russell Hotman and a whole bunch of Dolphin fans that got a chance to see a Super Bowl won by this team. The pain is real, but I'm not going nowhere. I rep from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania every single day. I got strangers on the street that see me every day with a Dolphin hat on, a different Dolphin hat on. They even know win, lose, or draw, I'm going to rock this team no matter what. I'm with Johnny O. Even in my afterlife, I'm going to be rocking. So my spirit will still be rocking peace, love, fins up. So I'm not going nowhere. A lot of you guys are not going anywhere. We're going to ride until we die. And that's just how we are as Dolphin fans.
Yep.
Hopefully we can beat the 49ers this Sunday. We'll talk about it over the weekend. Everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Papa Paul, appreciate you. Sharif, thank you for coming on the show. Mr. Polk and Johnny O. As for myself, thank you. I hope to see you guys Saturday. If not, I'll be talking to y'all on Sunday. Peace, love, fins up.
Peace, love, fins up, my brother.
Fins up.
Once again, just want to thank everybody, and I'm going to go ahead and put out save the date, Saturday, April 19th, right here in Brooksville at my house, 3rd annual pre-draft celebration, Earth Day celebration, as I say, instead of my birthday, but it's a pre-draft party. It's always a Saturday right before the draft. This will be the 3rd annual one. We'll have cornhole tournament, as well as raffle tickets, DJ, and food and drinks. Save the date, July 19th, or April 19th, 2024, April 19th, 2024.
2025.
2025.
Going back in time?
I'm going back in time. I'm half asleep. What can I say?
Everybody have a great night. For myself, Papa Paul, Sharif, and to the rest of the crew that joined us, and to all of you, peace, love, fins up. Have a good night, everyone.
Peace, love, and fins up, everybody.